you allowing me to come on and share my passion, which is safety. That's me with an autoclave at a facility that I was working at. So, Sean, if you can go on to the next one, the next slide, please. And that's me. Been doing it for almost 2 decades. Been into a lot of the high containment places throughout the country. Got into the research by accident. So, but then again, I don't believe in accidents. So that's where I kind of got my start, and then got into it very, very well. And some of you people that are here, I recognize several of you. So, Sean, let's go to the next one. And what I want to talk about, because I have a lot of information and a little bit of time, and I want to get through it as quickly as possible because I want to respect you guys' time. But the known fact is what we're trying to do here, despite just rigorous proto-safety calls and SOPs and everything that we do, things do get out. And I'm actually a living example of that. I've had 3 known and probably several unknown exposures when I was working in these high containments. Most of them, in fact, none of them happened when I was in the back. Most of them happened on the clean side. I was quarantined twice, had to go through rigorous testing. One of them was a TB that was over in Asia that was antibiotic resistant. They said if I had it, the likelihood is that I may not make it. Fortunately for me, it wasn't TB. I did get through that, but I had to go home and explain to my wife that I may have killed us both. I had to quarantine her and I both, and we both ended up having to be tested. But it did come back that I didn't, and I ended up picking up another virus that was being worked at a different lab. Had to be treated for it. But I do know that it does get out. And that brings me to a certain point here. And in my travels, and I've traveled all over the country, the labs all over the country resolving issues. And one of the things I've noticed is really the lack of training and understanding of the autoclave. Those that I've serviced, you know that's I teach everybody and I make people understand. Of all the equipment that I work in the back and environmental cabinets, this is the one piece of equipment that is absolutely critical. There's no other way of putting it. If something happens in an environmental cabinet, you lose control of something, the environmental cabinet, your PPE, the room, the hallway, airflows contain it. Once you stick something into that autoclave, that is the bioseal from absolute control in the back to non-control. So it is critical to get back, to make sure that everything that you get is done. And I know, in my talks, most of these people go, Bob, it's okay. It's not a problem because it's going to go in this container, it's going to be shipped off, and it's going to be incinerated. Firstly, there's only 3 incinerators left in the United States that do the incineration. What ends up happening is they do put this thing into a truck, and what happens is it's hauled down, and they stick it back in an autoclave. And by the way, the guy that does this, he's all peppered up because he knows that the likelihood that the labs have gotten the kill are probably not 100%. He's peppered up and having to stick this thing back into an autoclave. Then it comes out, then they sort through it, and they get rid of it. And then, of course, any of your bedding, fecal matter, carcasses, tissues, anything like that is sent off to be incinerated. But I want you to know that it doesn't end at where you stick it in and the guy hauls it off. Sean, if you'll roll to the next one. What you don't know is this what you see here is what can happen to your waste. Now, this waste here, it was sent to me in a video, and you can't find it on the internet because they scrub it off. But on average, there are 3 to 4 accidents a year with these trucks. So when you say, Bob, it's okay that it's going to be hauled off, you have to take into consider this. In the video, I have a video, and in it, a woman is walking by with a baby in her stroller, and she literally walked right through it and went into the Aldi that you see. Look at the policeman and the guy and the truck driver. You'll see that he is there's no PPE. There's nothing on here. And if you look at the top of the truck and then you look down here, that is lab waste in those bins. So they mix them up, and there's a lot of hospital waste as well. This is in downtown Tampa, by the way, right in the middle of the city. In the video, it shows people pulling over because all the lanes were blocked with the waste. So the truck driver was trying to move it over so people could get around. People were getting out of their vehicles and helping him to move things out of the way. So you have to understand, when you say that it's hauled off, this can happen. And it happens on average 3 to 4 times a year. So it is important that we get it right when we leave these labs. It most definitely, and even for my sake, I went to a facility every year. They worked on influenza, and magically, even though I didn't go in the back, I ended up with influenza within 24 hours, and a lot of it had to do it. Next slide, please.